Hey guys, good morning. What's up? It's Val coming at you over here live from my kitchen, being all fancy and stuff. Yeah, not really. You guys know I knock out training videos, I knock out lives, I do what I can in the time that I've got, and that's going to be part of my topic this morning, prioritizing like a boss, okay? So, key to success, you've got to know where your priorities lie. You've got to be willing to make sacrifices and schedule your time like a boss. Like legit scheduling every minute of your day, being disciplined enough to stick to that plan, and ultimately, disciplined enough to take massive action and make your dreams become reality, because you're building a business. You are here because you want something more in your life than you have right now, and those goals that you're setting or in the process of setting or already have set, they're real and they are what you want to achieve. But goals will only be achieved when you actually take that massive action, those steps forward to make them become reality. And I see so often people, business owners, stop dead in their tracks because they have the plan, you know what you have to do, but it's getting out of that old habit, the bad routine, and creating a new one, because it's not easy. You got to think, most of you have probably been in the same type of habit for 10, 20, 30 years, maybe longer, maybe a little bit shorter, but ultimately your habits that you've created over time, it's hard to break a habit. It's hard to create a new habit, especially when you're going into something, with your vision and with a hope and a belief that yes, life will change if I do this. But you have to believe it wholeheartedly, 100%, in order for it to actually happen, and for you to par the course, for you to stay consistent in doing these daily activity changes to take you forward. So prioritizing like a boss, for me, I have grown a successful, organization, a business, self-made entrepreneur in the last 5 years, by discipline and by prioritizing and understanding that my choices are ultimately going to affect my day, my choices are going to affect my family, and my choices are going to affect my business. And priorities are my family, my faith, my business, my relationships. Those are my priorities. So where I had to cut out time, so I'll kind of rewind, 5 years ago, whenever I started my daily changes. I started my daily habit changes in my fitness, and, I didn't have a fitness routine at all 5.5 years ago, but I was unhappy in my life. I was unhappy with my weight. I was unhappy with my looking in the mirror. I didn't like who I saw. So for me, I knew that I had to take care of myself. So started a fitness program. And I said to myself, I was like, what will happen if I just don't give up this time? Because I'd given up every other thing that I ever tried before. I'd get like 2 weeks in, right? We get 2 weeks in, maybe we lose a pound, or we feel good, and then we're like, okay, cool, I'm done. Or maybe you don't see any changes and you're like, this doesn't even work. But really, let's be honest with yourself. Did you really put in 100% effort to make it work? To know that it's going to take longer than, 2, 3, 4, whatever weeks to change what you have, your circumstances. I'm talking right now just fitness, and body image and and the way you feel about yourself, because chances are it probably took a few years to get to the point where you're at of not loving yourself or not feeling confident in your own skin or being overweight. It takes longer than just a couple weeks to gain that weight. It's going to take longer to lose it. So these are all these things that I had to preach to my own self over and over. But in the grand scheme, starting my fitness journey 5 years ago, along with my self-made entrepreneur journey, I literally just said, I can do anything for a week. And then the next week came and I stuck with it, and I was like, I can do this another week. What's going to happen if I don't give up? And I just kept going. So this is what 5.5 years of just not letting myself give up looks like. Now, of course, there's different seasons in the road and all of that, but I just haven't stopped. And then the same, I'm going to go and talk about the business aspect, which is what you're all doing. You're all here to build business. So I said to myself, what if I don't quit? Because of course frustration sets in. Of course I start to compare, social media and compare business and compare fitness and compare all of the things that we just compare ourselves to. That the frustration can definitely start to get to you. But I put my blinders on, and you hear that word all the time, that phrase all the time, putting your blinders on. But for me, I know the healthy comparison, which is studying someone who is successful, which is emulating their success, which is doing the daily activities and behaviors that they do with that person that I'm like, I feel like that is my life. I feel like that is my vision. She is where I want to be in 2 years and 3 years and whatever. So there's that healthy comparison of studying someone and emulating that, because success leaves clues and I'm going to do everything that the successful people do. But then there's that unhealthy comparison where you're literally looking at that person. Oh my gosh, she got up at 5 o'clock this morning and worked out. Well, my alarm was set and I must have hit the snooze button and now it's 6 o'clock and I didn't work out, so I'm a big fat failure and I should just give up. That kind of comparison. That is so unhealthy and unnatural, and don't do it, period. Find yourself doing it, get yourself out of it, right? Because you make the choices, right? Priorities. Your priorities lie in the choices that you are making. So for me, entrepreneurship, fitness, hand in hand, because I have to be taking care of myself, and then that rolls over into everything else in my life. So I grabbed out my daily planner and I started saying, okay, every single day I am going to post 3 to 5 times a day on social media. Yep, I'm probably going to annoy people. Yep, I'm probably going to annoy myself. Nope, I have no idea what kind of content I'm going to put out there because I've never done this before. Yep, I'm going to read personal development books. Even though I think that it's silly, I'm going to do it because that is what the successful people do. And then I am going to use that knowledge that I'm gaining to put into my social media posts to hopefully help inspire one person a day, to hopefully help myself keep moving forward. All these little things. So I put that in my planner. 8 a.m. post, 10:30 a.m. another post. Whatever. What do I like? What kind of things make me stop and read on social media or in a book? I want to be that person. Okay? So that's what I was doing. Fitness, schedule it in. There's little times in those planners or your Google Calendar. I am putting that time in. So I give myself some grace too. Sure, my alarm's going to go off at 4:45 or 5 o'clock, but my workout is going to start at 5:30. That way, if I hit snooze or if I sleep in a little bit or if it's taking me a little bit longer to get my mojo going in the morning, I have that grace period because I am trying to stick to a schedule. I know that for me then, my kids need to be up at 6:30 in the morning and my kids are a priority, but I need to be a priority too. So for me to get everything in, my mornings are going to start before my kids wake up most days. So that's what I do. It's all written out in a calendar. I know from 5 a.m. to 6:30 is my time. Workout, personal development, listen to some praise and worship, meditate, pray, all the things that make me feel my best in the mornings. That's what I'm doing. Then everything else gets shut off from 6:30 till 7:45-ish. It is me with my kids because they are getting ready for school. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. These are the little priorities. Kind of think of it as high school. And the bell would ring and we had 3 minutes or whatever to go from point A, class A to class B. We could stop at our locker, we could do whatever we had to do, but we were expected to be at that next class by the time that tardy bell rang. Okay, that's how I treat my business. That's how I treat my days, even if it's the silliest things as, mowing the grass or cleaning my house or doing my laundry. I literally schedule an hour time. So I need to focus in that 1 hour and I need to get my butt in gear and make sure that I'm getting every single thing that I need done in that little pocket of time done, because when my timer goes off, which I use the timer on my phone a lot, when that goes off, it is time to move on to the next thing on the schedule. Okay, so I schedule my family time, I schedule my business hours. And in my business hours, I know from 9 till 11, I am, making training videos. I know that I'm going to write a blog post. I know that I'm going to write out my social media content that I want to be putting out there for the week. I'm scheduling my life ultimately between these hours. And then from 11 till 1, it goes to inviting or my power hour or whatever that is. Okay, scheduling that time to know what is coming next. So prioritize like a boss. Y'all, I'm finishing this up with you have to cut out the fluff. You have to cut out, make some sacrifices. I cut out TV. Yes, I would still watch a little bit of my shows in the beginning. I'd DVR it or catch it on Netflix or whatever in my scheduled off time because that's how scheduled I've been for 5 years. I know that in order to be successful and create the success that I've wanted, I had to be so disciplined. That's why the alarm started to go off at 4:45 instead of 8 a.m. when my kids would get up and they were my alarm clock. This is why I would say no to girls' nights on Friday nights just to go out and drink wine. And my new Friday nights became sitting at this kitchen table right here with my girlfriends who had the same vision and finally started to see what this business could come to, the possibilities. And we turned girls' night into sitting here working together at my kitchen table, having dinner together. Of course, my husband will make us some margaritas or something like that, whatever. But it's the priorities of what you really want in your future that matter now. So the choices are easy. You get to choose if you're going to set your hours and prioritize your business, or you can choose if you're not. But I promise you, if you're choosing not, or you're just kind of trying to find the time to work your business, you will not find the success that you are here looking for. It has to be scheduled. So I hope that this helps you guys. Share it with anyone who is trying to, build a business, better themselves, create a better lifestyle, and move forward. Bye, guys.